How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Rangers Rundown. Another super annoying loss in back-to-back games for the Rangers, so let's make this a quick video so we don't have to talk about it anymore. Fox is officially day-to-day. He's on IR, so he was not in the lineup tonight, nor will he probably be in the lineup on Sunday against the Kraken. If he's out long enough, he's going to miss the All-Star game, which would be disappointing since it would be his first All-Star game, but that hasn't been completely confirmed yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. It was Lundqvist night, so the big ceremony beforehand, I was able to catch a little bit of it. It was really nice to see. Now, I've only been a hockey fan since my first full season was the 15-16 season. I watched the playoffs in 2015, and that's what kind of got me interested in hockey and the Rangers. And then 15-16 was my first full season, and then I've been a fan up until now. So I was able to catch the end of the Lundqvist era. So even for a fan like me that didn't see the entire thing in real time, it was still very emotional. It was nice to see, and now he's immortalized forever in MSG, so congratulations to him. The lineup at the start of the game tonight: Lafreniere, Zibanejad, Kreider, Panarin, Strome, Goudreau, Reeves, Rooney, Hunt, McKegg, Brodzinski, Gauthier. Miller, Trouba was the number one pair tonight with Fox out of the lineup, which means Lindgren and Schneider were pair 2, and then Jones and Hayek were pair 3, Shesterkin in the net. Third line starts the game, and 1 minute in, Zibanejad has a great move for a scoring chance. Then at 2:15, Fiala takes a high sticking penalty. Jones is on the second power play, and that power play gets 2 shots on goal. So Rangers are generating chances early in this game. 5 minutes in, Gauthier has the patented strong one-handed Gauthier move to the net. This time he's actually able to get to the other side of the net for a chance, but of course he doesn't score. Gauthier shortly after that then has a big hit on Dewar. Puck got behind Shesterkin, but he was able to clear it out. It went off his helmet and then kind of was sneaking behind him. He didn't know where it was at first, and then they were able to clear it out of the way, and that leads to a rush the other way. And at 8:48, Goudreau scores a goal for the third game in a row. So he's on a 3-game goal streak. He's already passed his season high in goals. He is not known as an offensive player, and when he came to this team, the expectation was not on him to be a goal scorer, but he's in double digits for the season, a season high in goals for him, someone who's way more defensively minded than offensively minded, but he's on a 3-game goal streak, so good for him. It was wide open in front. It's a beautiful pass. He's wide open in front. He missed a wide open net last night, but he was able to find the back of it tonight. 12:56, Strome and Greenway take offsetting cross-checking penalties. Now, Zuccarello had hit Strome in front of the Wild bench. Strome didn't like that, so he cross-checks Zuccarello. Greenway doesn't like that, so he comes over and cross-checks Strome. So we get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Neither team able to generate much on that. 17:08, Kreider scores his 31st goal of the season, leads the NHL in goals. He was able to push a rebound between his legs, sneak through 5-hole, and get into the back of the net. He didn't even realize he scored right away. It was really nice. And if it was on purpose, it's even nicer. 17:58, Brodzinski takes a slashing penalty, but the Rangers are able to kill off that penalty, and they end the first period up in shots 12-5 and up 2-0 on the scoreboard. That would be the end of the good play from the Rangers. So the last 2 games in a row, Rangers get off to pretty good starts and then completely embarrassingly blow it. So the Rangers need to go back to their old ways of having awful first periods so they can come back and win some games. Because when they start games really well, it doesn't go well for them, which is super annoying. Second period, 30 seconds in, Reeves and Rooney have a 2-on-0. But Foligno, flying in, dives to break it up. He ends up crashing into the net because he dove at such a high speed, shakes himself up. He would be fine, though. 2:56, Goudreau of the Wild has a penalty shot. Shesterkin, cool, calm, collected, able to fight that off very easily. Minnesota shots after 5 minutes into this period are 7-1. The Rangers can't get through the neutral zone, and that would be how the Rangers would play the rest of the game, just not being able to control the puck for any length of time at all. 9 minutes in, Reeves has a chance in front off of a rebound, and then Jones with a chance shortly after. And then at 12:18, Fiala would score a goal. 30 seconds later, Lafreniere takes an interference penalty, and on that power play, Zuccarello would score to tie the game at 2. It was funny, they were interviewing Lundqvist while the Wild were on their power play. Zuccarello gets the pass at the top of the zone, and Lundqvist says, "Don't let him score," and 1 second later, he scores. It was a nice little coincidence. Excuse me. Then we have a play where Greenway comes through the crease and he bumps Shesterkin. Shesterkin comes out of the net to meet him because he's pissed that he got knocked in the head. So that forces the lines to come together. And then we get to the end of the second period tied at 2. Rangers have zero space for plays because the Wild are just so much faster than them on the puck. They're turning it over. The Wild are taking it away. The Rangers' passes are not fantastic. When they do finally get into the zone, they just dump it behind the net, and the Wild collect it, and they take it right back out. Shots 19-7 in favor of Minnesota in the second period. We get to the third period. Almost 2 minutes into the game. The Wild's Goudreau scores a goal, so he doesn't score on the penalty shot, but he would end up getting one tonight anyway. And somebody missed their defensive assignment. He was able to walk right into the zone and just rip it past Shesterkin. So, Wild are up 3-2. And that was really just, that's the air out of the sails for the Rangers. The rest of the period was just really frustrating to watch because the Rangers didn't really do anything at all. Excuse me, no offensive pressure, really. Bad passes, dump and chase, which is not going to work against a team that's way faster than you, while just pummeling them all over the ice. 4:51, Hartman takes a boarding penalty. Jones on the first power play because Hartman had boarded Trouba. So Trouba goes to the bench to kind of collect himself. So Jones takes his spot on the first power play. And then Trouba would be on the second power play, which has a couple looks, but they were not able to score. And that's pretty much the only time in the third period the Rangers could have scored, is when they had an extra man on the ice. That's really the only time. 5-on-5, they were miserable. They just couldn't get out of their own zone, can't get through the neutral zone. When they do, Wild takes it right back. 1:15 left, Shesterkin to the bench. That's literally it. We go from 4:51 all the way to 1:15 because the entire third period was just the Rangers not playing hockey well at all. Shesterkin goes to the bench, but Lafreniere ices the puck shortly after, so Shesterkin comes right back into the crease. He ends up going to the bench again. With 1 point something seconds left in the game, the Rangers are able to push the puck over the goal line. But it doesn't count. The ref immediately waves it off. They go back and they take a look. And at first, I was like, this should be a goal. But they confirm the call on the ice stands. No goal. You go back and look at it. Strome did push the pad into the net. The pad of the goalie of Talbot into the net right before the puck crosses the line. So I think that's what they were looking at. The puck may not have gone in if Strome hadn't have pushed Talbot's pad over the line. People who understand the NHL rules better than me can argue about this all they want, and I'll just read their articles about it. Would have been nice if the Rangers could have lost in overtime, because that's absolutely what would have happened, but at least they would have gotten a point out of it. But instead, the goal does not count, so the Rangers take one last face-off after the maintenance staff cleared the garbage that the fans threw onto the ice because they did not agree with the call. They get one more face-off. The Rangers end up losing back-to-back nights, both games very embarrassing, They have a 2-0 lead against both teams, Columbus last night, Minnesota tonight, and they end up losing both games. So, excuse me, Rangers drop 4 points in 2 nights. They've already moved down to third in the standings. All 3 of these teams have 60 points. I'm not sure if Pittsburgh won tonight, but if they did, they're probably in first place now. So, still in a playoff spot. Still, I think, 9 points comfortably into the playoffs. I think Boston has 51 points. There is a possibility the Rangers drop to the second wild card spot and end up playing the Panthers in the first round, which would be not a fantastic way to start the playoffs. They gotta do something. I mean, they are missing 3 regulars in the lineup right now. But again, to generate just nothing 5-on-5, I don't care who's in the lineup, that can't happen. Rangers need to be way better 5-on-5. They have 2 more games before they have 2 weeks off. They need to win at least one of them. They can't go into this 2-week break with a 4-game losing streak. That's just... They play Seattle on Sunday, and then they play the Panthers on Tuesday. The Panthers game, if Fox isn't back, yeah, they're probably going to lose. But Seattle, they should be able to beat. It's at home. It's in the afternoon. I know afternoon games are weird for NHL players, but they should be able to beat Seattle, maybe squeak out a win against the Panthers, and just start to get back to some sort of 500 equilibrium. And then during those 2 weeks, fix your 5-on-5 problem. Trade for a player that's going to help you 5-on-5. That's what we're waiting for. That shoe is about to drop in the next couple weeks. The Rangers, they have to go after somebody for this playoff push. Because if this roster is exactly the same come May, they are not going to do any damage in the playoffs, and it's going to be a season squandered. So we'll see who they pick up at the trade deadline, because they have to pick up someone. Hopefully it's a winger that can help them 5-on-5. But we'll have to see. Stats at the end of the game. Shots 34-27 in favor of the Wild. Face-off 48%. Go Rangers. Power play 0 for 2. Hits 23-18 in favor of the Wild. Blocks 16-8 in favor of the Rangers. So the Wild controlled the puck way more, so you would assume the Rangers would have more hits, but no, the Wild had more hits. The trivia question of the evening: who wore number 30 for the Rangers before Henrik Lundqvist? I did not know the answer. Apparently, it was Mike Dunham in 03-04. So there you go. Rangers are back in action on Sunday afternoon when the Kraken come to Madison Square Garden for the first time in franchise history, a game that I will hopefully be at. There is a snowstorm coming in this part of the country, so hopefully the trains are going and the roads are safe enough to travel, so fingers crossed I will be live at that game. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next rundown.